Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Pitch Side Report. We talk about soccer, football, the beautiful game that we all love. Today, we are going to dive into the most recent Ten Hag exclusive interview that he took after pretty much an embarrassing loss after Tottenham. And then we're going to just touch over briefly on a match preview for Manchester United versus FC Porto. So yeah, man, let's jump right into the mix, and I'll stop it here and there just to give a little perspective. Probably won't watch the whole thing, but we shall see depending on what he says. But let's jump right into it.
Being in it, being amongst it, what's it been like?
It's like a process, as you do always, and you play a game and you close the game down, and so you review it very good, and you take the assessments out, you set your conclusions, and you take it from there.
You did say after the performance against Tottenham that you needed to understand the defeat, feel that defeat, know why that defeat happened. How do you process that?
It is by watching back the video from the game, and then see where are the problems, and then find the solutions for the problems.
How many times have you watched the game so far?
Oh, one time. And sometimes you scroll a little bit back and to find more understanding, find a deeper understanding, but only one time. And then I had seen alongside the pitch as well. So I have my view.
And what is your view?
It's a bad performance. And I say problems, and I have to address the problems and to give the solutions to the team.
And what kind of problems then do you feel you have to address?
The most important is one you always need: keep the belief. Stay in the game is by keep the belief, and so that's the most important.
That we have in the team that knows how to keep the ball and link up play. Like, you might have your disagreements about Xerxes and his play style, but what he is good at is keeping the ball once he receives it, whether that be shielding the player or just keeping possession enough to bring the midfield into the game, which is a key component. And you saw that once he was taken out, we had no one to do that. So I don't really get where he's coming from. Hindsight is 20/20, so it's easy to criticize, but the changes were not the right changes, and this is not something that's new.
The message we have to give, because if you lose your faith, you lose everything, isn't it? And so we have to keep going, stick to the plan, and move on.
Have the players lost their belief? Confidence is one thing, but belief is something else, isn't it?
Tell me the difference. I think
Friday night, or just that nighttime game, the buzz and feeling that you get before playing, or just even at practice, you're playing with your homies and it's just such a good time. That was something that made me choose soccer over basketball, just because it was so much more fun playing with those guys in training than the basketball training. Now, sure, that could have been the coaches, but overall, it's just fun to train. So you're going to be happy, and then they're making millions at the same time. So you're not going to see that they're unhappy, but you can tell by the body language when we're playing games that from the get-go, we're already throwing our hands up and pouting and get our heads down. So it is very evident that the players are really not there for him, even though you can say half of the players are his players.
it's for me, so that person is a little bit similar, and belief and confidence, it has to do with each other, and you always need your belief. Belief as an individual, believe in your teammate, so believe in your team and believe in the plan you execute. That is absolutely what you need as a team when you go into a game, but also during a game. You have to keep this always.
Do you feel that the players could take more responsibility in terms of game management, because once they're on the pitch playing that game, ultimately the responsibility is down to them?
Yeah, but it's a shared responsibility. So that's my job. I have to make them play. So I have to give instructions how they have to play, and when there are problems in the game, then I have to teach them how they solve the problems.
Because you yourself say that.
Which is weird to hear, because how many times are we watching and we're watching the dumb subs, or we're watching just us collapse? Even in the Tottenham game, for example, we were shit the whole time. Like, just because Bruno got the red wasn't going to change the result. We probably would have still lost 3-0. If not, we may have lost worse. Like, sure, it's easy to say that, but we were still horrible even with 11 men. So and nothing was changing, right? He's just sitting on the sidelines, staring, shaking his head at the plan or whatever he's stating. So I definitely do not understand where the thought process is as far as him saying that. Now, yes, you can say I'm not a manager, but you can just see that, like, the team's getting dominated. Too much space is being open. All right, the structure that we've chosen from the get-go isn't working. Like, you'll see other managers from the get-go, they're like, yelling at their players, trying to get them in the right formation. They see that the way that their opponent has set up may be different than the team talk. Who knows? But you at least see the effort of them trying to orchestrate their team. And I feel like Ten Hag does not do enough of that. A lot of sitting and just standing, staring, waiting.
It must get better. It has to get better. That wasn't a great performance against Tottenham. So do you make mistakes as well? Do you take responsibility too?
We are there together, and when the players have a bad performance, I'm in the same boat. Then I haven't done my job great because they didn't play as I expected them to do. So yeah, we are there together, and we have to fight together to get out of this.
You talk about time, and you spoke about time after the defeat against Tottenham as well. And the club support you at this moment in time.
I will give him props for that. I mean, he's at least not throwing players under the bus. From what it seems like, he's taking responsibility, saying that, like, hey, this is shared, right? Like, I got to put them in the right positions and set them up correctly. But we've just failed to see it and probably won't see it. I think that's just the thing here. And, I was someone who gave him an opportunity when he came, really expected high things coming from Ajax, and just the way they were playing against their opponents. Sure, their opponents were less quality, but the style was beautiful to watch, entertaining to watch, but it lacks that now. I don't know what has transitioned now, but it's not the same style, and it's hard to even say there is a style at this point.
Together, and we have to fight together to get out of this.
You talk about time, and you spoke about time after the defeat against Tottenham as well. And the club support you at this moment in time. How much time do you think it will take you and the players, the group, to get things right?
We are, for a longer period, we are in a transition time here at Manchester United. From the moment I came in, we knew we had to change. We had to replace some older players, bring new players in. Our choice was to bring young players in, and that takes time. It takes time to get the messages on board, to get a game model on board, to introduce a new culture. That takes all time, but in the meantime you have to win, and I think we have proven the last 2 years we win, and I've proven in my career always I will win. The last 6 years I have 8 trophies. So we have to embed the game model, we have to embed a stronger team as we have now. So we have to work on our problems, give the solutions, and we have a good potential on players. So once It's embedded. We will go where we will drive, and then I'm sure we will achieve the targets we have set for this season.
I mean, a load of BS. A load of BS. You already see how Chelsea's playing. How long have they had their coach? This season. They're balling out. Like, yeah, you can say that Chelsea has a better attack than us. I'm just saying setup-wise. We have a better defense than Chelsea, and we're still conceding goals out the wazoo. I mean, just the structure in itself, not good enough. We're struggling against the lower teams. And he still thinks he needs more time. He has the audacity to say, I mean, like, fair enough. Like, yeah, you're a winner. You've won things. But the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, I mean, were those the trophies that were even the ones that were won? Ten Hag trophies at Manchester United. Two trophies he's won during the tenure. The FA Cup. Yeah, and the Carabao Cup. And the FA Cup against Man City, people always, they're like, yo, this is the best team in the world. Bro, the team had already won it all. They'd already pretty much won it all. They're coming down from the biggest high. So I can understand why they lose that game. They're ready for the international break. The season's over. You know what I mean? Like, it can happen. And we're out there playing the best ball that we've played all season, you know? And he was trying different things. He had Kobe Mino higher up the field, just things that he's taken away this year. So that's a tough one to say, that the trophies thing. And he's a winner, but you know, it's not good enough. It really isn't good enough overall. And I think that's a terrible excuse. A terrible excuse for him to still think that he needs more time. I mean, at this point, I would say that Ten Hag's probably the worst manager Manchester United has had since Alex Ferguson has left. And I did not like Ollie, but at least Ollie had the players still behind him to a degree. And I'll say he had worse players than we do now, playing more regularly. Now, yes, some of those players he didn't, you know, Ollie lacked the tactical awareness and experience to really change games, but he still had belief in the players. Now, it wasn't the style we wanted, but we have high expectations. It's not difficult to understand. Plus, this is a business. You know, we want to see businesses do well. Now, there's two sides to business, especially when sports come. There's more sides to it, but as the fans, you know what we want. We want trophies, not FA Cups and Carabao Cups. We want Champions League and Premier League trophies.
Could you tell me what those targets are?
That is always winning trophies, and as high as possible, of course, in the league as well, because that is definitely a very important purpose for us.
When you talk about the problems that you're in right now and that you're experiencing right now, how big are they to solve and to sort out?
No, it's nothing is easy, but this is nothing for me to panic about, because I experience it so often with my teams during seasons that you are facing those problems. So we can sort them out. This team can sort this out, and when it's in the individual area, we can.
Delicious taste.
Temporary, isn't it? But it's just how long that period of time is.
I think we are in here for a season, and we are going to make a success from this season.
What have the club's ownership and leadership group been saying to you? I know you talk to them regularly. I know they've given you your support as well. But what have they said to you in the last 24 hours? What sort of conversations have they been like? Just is it remain calm and see what happens?
We're talking continually, but we are talking about how we can improve the process.
But that process, fans would.
Yeah, and I understand that he probably has limited words that he can probably use to really say, but I honestly don't think he has long. I don't think he has long. And I would assume that he really knows that at the end of the day, because, I mean, when the tension starts to heat up like this and you continue to lose and the opponents are tough opponents, yeah, FC Porto away and then Aston Villa, and it's, you can say that these are tough opponents, but then again, where we expect to be is the teams that we win against, so I think the writing is on the wall. I do not see him lasting through October if things continue the way they are, continue the way they are going.
Demand that process to be improved quickly, wouldn't they?
We are all very impatient, and our fans are, and that is they are entitled to. But we are definitely as well. We want to win every game, and when we are losing, everyone is disappointed, everyone is frustrated, but it's also our fuel
to get better.
To get better, exactly.
How impatient?
It's not even about the results, to be honest. Like, yes, when we are maybe in a position Arsenal are, it is about the results. They actually can compete to win the title. Do I expect them to? No. But with Ten Hag, it's from the ground up. The foundation has been dissolved away from Manchester United. Teams come to us and expect to get points, bro. Away teams are coming to Manchester United Stadium and singing half the time, bro. They're coming and making us look like we are the away team. The only teams that we've looked good against this team are the worst team in the league and then Barnsley. That's where we're at. That is the level that we're playing. So, yeah, I get that she can't ask these hardcore questions, but I don't think he has long left.
Into you?
Very. And so I hate losing, of course. But also I have to find and to give the solutions to my team. So I have to focus on what has to be better.
What's the team been like today?
And then he keeps talking about solutions for the team, bro. He gave away one of our best striking players to basically a rival. And that guy, not only is he playing, he's doing well. He's going to be in the starting group for Chelsea FC. And you can see with the social media already, he doesn't seem like to be a nuisance as, they claimed him to be at Manchester United. So it's just crazy, bro. If you're sitting here watching this and you think that Sancho can't make it in Manchester United's team, I don't know what to tell you.
Monday.
No, they are very disappointed, and that's normal. But also from a player, I know them. They are resilient, a resilient person, and they will bounce back.
Did you have meetings with them? Has there been a meeting amongst you all to try and thrash out what is going wrong?
Yeah, but we do this after every game, that we sit together, that we give our opinion.
Video's running a little long, so I'm going to cut it here. I mean, it's just, more nonsense. I got to get him out there so he can try to somehow save his job and somehow get on the opinion, a good opinion. I don't even know. Just more propaganda from the Manchester United team. Definitely not the time, I think, to do an interview, but it is what it is. He's got to be in the limelight, and people kind of want to criticize what he has to say. It's kind of what I'm doing here too. And it is what it is. When you're not competing where we want to be, you're going to get criticized. Doesn't matter. I guess it does matter, the teams. But if it were a lower level team, I'm sure they still wouldn't like the way they're playing. They're playing pretty bad. But tomorrow we got FC Porto. It's going to be an away game. As far as predicted lineups, nothing yet is out. But, so it's going to be, basically it's hard to say who's going to win or not. I wonder if they have a predicted lineup. Because they'll probably have players who are, that one's 3 hours. Definitely out or not. You would think, Ten Hag would change something, but we all know how it goes. He's probably going to start fucking Rasmus Højlund, who's garbage as well, and it's just so sad to see. And people think that when he comes back on the team that we're gonna be better all of a sudden. It's just like y'all are far off. Martinez, Dalu, Eriksson. I do think I like the way Eriksson's playing this year, though. I mean, Ugarte in there. Oh my God! So yeah, I'm calling us. I'm calling that we lose. Calling that we lose 2-1. The way FC Porto has been playing, of course, they don't play the same type of opponents, but I know that they've been winning games, scoring goals. This computer starts being serious, going slow. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, do you guys think that we're going to beat FC Porto? Do you think FC Porto, you know, not necessarily tough opponents. Okay, so they're second in their division right now as far as the recent games. Where are we at? They recently won 4-0, they lost 3-2, 3-0, 2-0. So they haven't been too steady, but yeah, they're still, good enough to be second. They beat the first place team. Is that from what it looks like? Is FC Sporting first? Yeah, so they beat the first place team. So they got some players. FC Porto has always been a decent team out there in Portugal. So going to be an interesting one. Exciting to watch it, but how long do you think Ten Hag has? Do you think he will last through the October? I know I said, do you think he'll last through September, but he got lucky and he got that 7-0 win and he got the scrape through versus Southampton, which we are not scrape through. We won 3-0, but it, on paper, it was not that good. I don't think he has long in general. I don't think he deserves to have long. And I don't think this is a player's issue. I think if we get somebody in there. Oh, so look, it says Mountain's missing. So Mount won't be playing. Doesn't matter. It's not like he's a key player for tomorrow's game. But yeah, I still don't see him impacting Ten Hag. I don't see him impacting keeping his job. People are saying until January. I just don't see it lasting very long. If we do it now, there's still time for us to actually win something, do well, get that momentum behind the team. I'm not saying like scratch the season, but I think with Ten Hag, if we keep him in, it is a scratch of the season. And yeah, you can already see where some of the players are headed. They're not headed in the best direction as far as form. So I feel like it's better to get rid of him now and, just appease everybody. We got Rude there. Just like Ollie, I'm sure he can get a job done. He'll get more experience, and then we can get a more experienced manager in, let's say, if he isn't up to par as far as the results go. But don't think Ten Hag's the guy for the job. I don't want to see Harry Redknapp. I've seen some tweets and stuff that people are talking about him as a replacement. Pray to God that is not the replacement. I'm not saying I'd rather keep Ten Hag, but geez, just make watching Manchester United fun again, please. Let's just do that. But if you made it this far, you feeling the vibe, subscribe, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments about the team, the current state, and let me know what you think as far as the game. Do you think we're going to win or lose? But yeah, if you made it this far, we appreciate watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. All right, pitch that report. All right, later. Ten Hag out.